Today, guys, we're going to be showing you one of the most broken Thunder Cage builds that you're going to want to try if you haven't already. Now, in this video, I'll be showing you guys how you guys can min-max your Thunder Cage, some of the best mods to put on your Thunder Cage, and where you guys can overcharge it, where you guys can recalibrate it. Everything you really need to know about the Thunder Cage will be in this video, especially if you're newer to the game. This might be a perfect video for you to show your friends who are struggling on how to spec their Thunder Cage. And then hopefully this video helps you guys out in the long run, and then you can play with it to try to even make it even better. So right now you're seeing a little bit of gameplay. We are actually fighting Devourer solo, and I really wanted to show you some gameplay with him because one of the things people really struggle with is weak point damage and also speccing into it because they feel like it doesn't benefit their builds when in reality it does. And then not only that, I wanted to show some gameplay of me shredding these healing orbs, which a lot of people struggle to destroy too. So just showing you the raw power that this weapon does have, along with my skills, you know, we're able to push through these and dominate them. And that's key, especially when you're fighting the Devourer. Destroying this is what really matters in the game. And if you can do it with your weapon, you saw I ran out of ammo, so I had to come back, finish him off, switch weapons, you know, but we were still able to put out enough damage. But again, if you guys are struggling to have a really good Thunder Cage build, this is going to be the one for you. And hopefully this video kind of clarifies where you guys can go to upgrade it, where you guys can go to recalibrate it, how you can overcharge your skills, because that is key in making the strongest Thunder Cage build you can make. And the great thing about this, you guys get this weapon really early on in game, and you can keep it for the rest of your gameplay. I kept this since I got it, upgraded it, and just made it stronger and stronger as I went. So let's get into the build. So this is our Thunder Cage right here, and we're gonna be breaking down the full build for you. As you guys can see, the rolls on this are bonus to firearm attack versus Colossals. This is great for any of those intercept battles. We have firearm critical hit rate, we have firearm attack, and we have firearm critical hit damage. Ideally, this is what you want. Now, if you're just going to have another Thunder Cage because you have enough resources to have two fully spec'd out, well, then you probably don't need the firearm to a Colossals, and you could put something else there, maybe like elemental damage. That's really up to you, but again, this is ideally what you have. You can see the two yellow rolls are the God rolls. That means they're closest to God rolls, and then you have the legendary rolls right there. Now, if you guys get a Thunder Cage and you don't have really good rolls, and you guys are already at 100, that's the first time I recommend you guys actually going for these rolls right here. Head over to the workbench, and you guys can go to weapon readjustment, and you can select the weapon you want to readjust, which is going to be the Thunder Cage, and then you can select here and readjust. You do need to have the fine adjustment control access and 5,000. Now this does go up, say like if you want to keep 3 rolls, it will cost you almost 20 once you get there. That's why I haven't re-rolled it. I have 2 gold, 2 purple, and you can see the range of the purple, right? So if we look at our firearm attack, 11.6%, firearm attack goes up to 12.2%. We're so close. For me, it's not even worth the materials. But when you first start off and you don't have the rolls, highly recommend just readjusting. It's only 1 and 2. Maybe you get 2. Maybe you get 2. Maybe you get 1 really good one. Well, then you keep 1, and then it's only 2, and then you just keep doing it, and hopefully you end up lucky enough to get more than 1. But yeah, that's 100% how you're gonna start off with having the most damage Thunder Cage you can have right here. So before we get into the modules, I want to talk about overcharging. Overcharging your Thunder Cage is going to help your unique ability perform even better. You can do this up to 4 times, but you will need another Thunder Cage. The good thing about it is you can farm more Thunder Cages just by going to the open world map where you farmed them originally. So an easy way to find that, go to your access info, click on weapons, and then you can click on Thunder Cage. And then you can just go here where it says acquisition info, and then you can find the mission that you need to do. You can do it for all of these. I actually have one currently crafting right now. Once it's done, I'm gonna overcharge it for the 3rd time, and I'll probably farm these materials again. But yeah, all the missions you need are right here in the access info page for the Thunder Cage. And now that we talked about the talents, we talked about overcharging, let's talk about the module breakdown. So this is the module breakdown I have for the Thunder Cage. I went with better concentration. Now this is gonna give me firearm critical hit damage of 74%. Now on the left-hand side, you're gonna see the applied value, and you can see my DPS, what it's estimating at 498,000. Remember, that's just an estimate there. And then obviously you can see my stats. Those are applied value. We'll go take a look at the actual crit rate in a few. But yeah, this is critical hit damage at 74%. We have rifling reinforcement, 100% you want to have this. This should be the first one you actually put on there. Firearm attack, 32% if you get it fully maxed out. Action and reaction, 100% you guys want to put this one on too. Another firearm attack of 61%. It does give you recoil of 20%, but it's pretty easy to control with the Thunder Cage. We have the fire rate up. You 100% want this too. The fire rate's going to help you land more shots faster. And then we have concentrate supply ammo. I really like this one because it's going to give me more rounds per magazine. You get this up to 30%. And then it also gives you firearm critical hit damage at 6.5% when it's fully maxed. Now, better insight, if you're gonna put better concentration, you wanna have some crit to help your crit up there. So firearm critical hit rate goes up to 39%. I believe on this build, even though it shows firearm critical hit rate, 39% apply value, I think it's 30%, but we'll check in a second. We go over here, weak point is amazing, especially if you guys are gonna be fighting colossal bosses. 100% wanna have weak point damage on there. I have the weak point sight, 35%. We have concentration priority. This is going to give us firearm critical damage 120%, reload time modifier negative 30%. So since we're gonna be slowing down our reload time, you're gonna want something to speed that up, and recycling genius is actually what I like. Reload time modifier 19%. Now I can still max this up 3 more times, so I plan on doing that. And then I think we can get this to almost 25%, so it'll only be, I think, about 5% off. I have to double check, but yeah, we could definitely move this one up. Now for your last mod, you honestly want to have some type of elemental damage. So that's the one that you're not going to roll into. But for me to have elemental damage there, to get a fully maxed out one that's not just 6, I'm going to need to go to my module edition and assign a module socket to that one. But I do need a crystallization catalyst. So if you notice, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 have been crystallized, right? And then we got to do one more, especially if we want to have this. But you should always leave one empty like this, so that way you can just put whatever elemental damage you have. So if you're fighting a boss that's weak against fire, toxic, electric, so always try to get these blue ones that have nothing on it. And then obviously once you get this fully maxed out, the elemental damage is going to set out. But this one should always be blanked. These can be all rolled, and then you could just swap this in there whenever you need to. Like you can just swap those whenever you need. So this is how you make an amazing Thunder Cage to be the best it can be. Now, obviously, you guys can play with this. You can switch it up, but overall, this is what you're gonna see on most people's builds because of the amount of damage it puts out, having that reload speed. It just worked good. Now, if you guys are running Glay, well, you don't need the reload because, you know, you can have the infinite ammo, so you could probably just ignore the reload, and then you could probably put your elemental, and then you could add something else, so you won't even need to have that. So you could run it like this with Glay and just put elemental damage and then put whatever you want. So that's really up to you right there. But besides Glay, you're 100% going to want that there. And that is our Thunder Cage build. If you guys have any questions on this one, I'm currently leveling it up again. You guys see it's level 16. Man, leveling this, going from 1 to 40, 1 to 40 is a grind, but we're working on it. So that is how you make a broken Thunder Cage build. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. I'll see you in the next one. Hey, nothing but skills out.